The Traveling Frog. Once upon a time, in a lush green valley, there lay a tranquil pond brimming with life. Frogs croaked in harmony, dragonflies danced on the water's surface, and cattails swayed gently in the breeze. Among the pond's residents was a young frog named Kvaka. Unlike her fellow frogs, who found joy in sunbathing and catching flies, Kvaka was different. She had a restless spirit and a burning curiosity about the world beyond the pond. Kvaka would often sit on her favorite lily pad, gazing at the sky as migrating birds passed overhead. What lies beyond the trees? What do mountains and rivers look like? She wondered. Her dreams of adventure grew stronger with each passing day, but she had no way to leave the pond. Frogs were not made for journeys, or so she was told. One day, as Kvaka daydreamed, two majestic geese landed at the pond to rest. They ruffled their feathers and sipped from the clear water. Their arrival caused quite a stir among the frogs, who were unaccustomed to visitors. While most frogs hid beneath the lily pads, Kvaka boldly hopped forward. "Welcome to our pond," Kvaka said, her eyes sparkling with excitement. "Where do you come from?" The geese introduced themselves as Gander and Gwen. They told Kvaka about their journey across mountains, valleys, and rivers on their way to a distant, warm land. They described snow-capped peaks, glittering lakes, and bustling cities filled with strange creatures called humans. Kvaka's heart raced. "Oh, how I wish I could see those places, but I am just a frog and I cannot fly." Gander chuckled. "You are clever, little frog. Perhaps you can find a way." That night, Kvaka stayed awake, her mind racing with possibilities. By morning, she had devised a plan. She found a strong reed by the pond and presented it to the geese. "If you hold the ends of this reed in your beaks, I can bite the middle and travel with you," she explained. The geese admired her ingenuity but warned her. "It's a clever idea, but you must not open your mouth during the journey. If you do, you will fall." Kvaka nodded eagerly. "I promise to stay silent." The other frogs gathered to watch as the geese grasped the reed and Kvaka bit down tightly. With a mighty flap of their wings, they soared into the sky, carrying Kvaka with them. Kvaka was in awe as the world unfolded beneath her. The forest looked like a giant green carpet. The rivers shimmered like ribbons of silver, and the mountains loomed majestically in the distance. She had never imagined the world could be so vast and beautiful. As they flew over a meadow, they encountered a family of storks. The storks greeted them warmly and asked where they were headed. The geese explained their journey, and Kvaka remained silent, remembering her promise. The storks were amazed by the clever little frog and wished them safe travels. Soon, they flew over a small village. Children playing in the fields noticed the unusual sight and began to shout, "Look at that frog flying with the geese! How clever she must be!" Hearing their praise, Kvaka's chest swelled with pride. She longed to tell them that it was her brilliant idea. She held her tongue at first, but the temptation grew stronger. "I must let them know it was my plan," she thought. Before the geese could warn her, Kvaka opened her mouth to shout, "It was my!" But the moment she spoke, she lost her grip on the reed. With a terrified croak, Kvaka tumbled through the air. Down, down she fell, past trees and fields, until she landed with a loud splash in a muddy puddle. Dazed and embarrassed, Kvaka pulled herself out of the puddle. She looked around and realized she was in an unfamiliar part of the forest. The geese were nowhere to be seen. Kvaka felt a pang of regret. "Why did I have to speak?" she muttered. "I should have listened." But Kvaka was no ordinary frog. She shook off her disappointment and decided to explore her new surroundings. The forest was alive with sounds and smells she had never experienced before. She met a family of hedgehogs who shared their berries with her, and a wise old owl who taught her about the stars. As Kvaka journeyed through the forest, she realized that adventure didn't always require flying or grand plans. Even small discoveries brought joy and wonder. One evening, as Kvaka rested by a stream, she heard familiar voices. It was Gander and Gwen. The geese had searched for her after her fall and were relieved to find her safe. "You gave us quite a scare," Gwen said. "Are you ready to return home?" Kvaka smiled. "Not yet. I want to see more of this forest. But thank you for giving me a chance to fly. I've learned so much." The geese admired her courage and promised to visit her again. Kvaka stayed in the forest for many seasons, making friends and learning new things. When she finally returned to her pond, she was no longer the same restless frog. She shared her stories with the other frogs, inspiring them to explore and dream. Kvaka had learned an important lesson. Pride can lead to trouble, but curiosity and courage can open doors to endless possibilities. And so, Kvaka lived happily, her heart forever filled with the spirit of adventure.